and Andre the Giant. Frank, would you ask Andre first, when did he first realize he was bigger than other kids his age?
When he was bigger than kids his age?
Yeah. At what age?
I can ask it the week 10 years. This is a group we don't from the...
Quand tu commençais à l'école?
He started going to school about 6, 7 years old, and he was then larger than most of the kids.
Did they make fun of him because he was so tall?
Il se marrait toi les mecs parce que c'était plus grand.
Non, au contraire, ils étaient tous derrière moi, j'étais plus haut.
On the contrary, they used to stick behind him all the time, so he'd be on this side.
In other words, they were afraid of him.
Well, afraid, and they had more confidence when he was around.
Okay, now, was anybody in Andre's family as tall as he was, or were there people that were a lot smaller?
His family, his grandfather was taller than Andre is now. But
how tall is that?
Would be about around 8 feet tall.
Was he... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, he was about 8 feet tall, and he's a big man for his size. You know, he weighed about 500 pounds.
Right, now what did Andre do before he got into wrestling? What was the thing he did before that?
Well, before that, he went to school, and after school, his father had a farm, and he worked on the farm very hard.
How far did he go in school, Frank?
He went to school, like most of the young kids, you know.
Did he go through high school?
He didn't go through high school. He went as far as just next to high school, you know. And then he had to work on the farm because his brothers and sisters and the father of the family, they had too much money. So he used to do all the hard work at the farm, you know, cut woods like lumberjack and all this. And then after that, he had to go and after the season, you know, was through the farm, he had to go and earn some money. So he was a mover, you know, mover like piano and big hard stuff, you know, and he did that for 2 or 3 years, you know. And then after that, that's when he came around to us.
Okay, now a lot of people, this was run in another magazine which we want to look into, said that Andre used to hang around with prostitutes and things like this. Was there any truth to this, or was this all sensationalism?
No, there was not. I mean, there's truth to it. It's not hang around with prostitutes. When he first came in Paris, you know, he's come from the Alps, you know, in a small country, a small town. Right. And when he first came to Paris, you know, the only people that would help him, you know, was these girls on the streets, like, you know. I mean, it's not like it sounds like he'd go out with them and things like this, you know. I mean, he'd be in a restaurant or something and buy a cup of coffee to these girls and they'd talk to him and get to like them, you know. But not in a sense like he, you know, he would take one would make a living, or he'd go out with them, you know, like for the money, like. It was all friendship. But he did meet quite a few. I mean, you kind of like him, like everybody needs him, you like him. He happened to be a prostitute, well, they were prostitutes, but...
no matter who you were, you took a liking to him.
That's right, that's right. I mean, you get to like these girls, you know, he had fun and laughs, and but not in the sense like he would take one and pay money to her, or a girl would pay money for him. Right. It was all friendship, like, but they were prostitutes.
Okay, let me ask you this, Frank. How did Andre first discover wrestling? How did he know he could wrestle?
Well, he didn't exactly know he could wrestle. He came to the wrestling matches, and he used to say, "Oh, this guy, I can take him on," you know. And for his size and his strength, he was strong and everything. And he used to ask us what to do, you know, in a nice way, you know. Right. What could he do to be a wrestler? So we told him, well, you're big enough to be one, but can you move? Can you wrestle? Can you do anything? So he never had any wrestling in his life. So they told him to go to the gym, and he went to the gym, and after 6 months, the promoter came around, and he said that he could he had everything to be a wrestler, you know what I mean? It's not because you're a big guy that say, well, you could be a wrestler. That's a big guy can't wrestle. Right. But he went in, and he, like a good boy, he learned, and he knew how to move around, and after 6 months, the promoter says, well, you're ready enough to go in the ring.
How's Andre's reaction if somebody regards him or calls him freakish because he's so big?
Well, his reaction is good because he knows he's big, but he's not like you'd say a freak, like, you know. He's big, he's a well-built man.
Well-proportioned.
Well-proportioned, and the only thing is bigger than the average people, but he knows that, and he's aware of that, and he knows that people look at him, of course, because he's big, and he doesn't mind that too much.
Okay, here's something you'd probably like to ask Andre, because we get a lot of mail asking what type of girls does Andre the Giant prefer to date?
Qu'est-ce que fait que t'aimes mieux pour donner rendez-vous? Pour sortir, pour t'amuser, pour
peux pas répondre à ce que tu veux, mais je veux dire, si tu sont agréables.
Well, you like girls that knows how to laugh and, you know, nothing serious like, you know, because it's not serious to get married, and he
Just likes to go out and have a good time?
have a good time. He likes the girl to understand that he's just going out for a good time.
Okay, now a big question came up. A lot of people have been wondering what would happen if Andre the Giant squared off against Baba the Giant, Japan's biggest man. Would he like a match like that, wrestling somebody just about his own size?
No, I'll tell you something. Andre is looking for all kind of big opponents. The bigger they are, the best he likes it, you know, because he likes to prove to himself and the people that he is a good wrestler and a strong man. And I think if he would meet Baba the Giant, myself, I know Baba, and I even wrestled Baba, and I wrestled Andre. And I would put my money on Andre. Even though Baba's got more experience than Andre, I think Andre has got more
ability,
more speed,
right?
And and I think he's stronger than Baba too. I think Andre is. I don't know if overweight Baba, but I think his build is better than the other big one.
Well, didn't Andre have some trouble with Jonathan, who was close to his size?
Well, he didn't have no trouble with Jonathan, but I tell you, two guys that give him no toss a fight would be Kowalski and Jonathan. There's two of the guys that, you know, give trouble to Andre, but nothing to get him in trouble. Like, I mean, just there was a battle in between the three guys. You could see there's a battle. There's three big guys, and of course Jonathan is not the first one. Neither is Kowalski. They're both good wrestlers and good champion, you know. And what they have over Andre is they got more experience than Andre. So.
All right, let me ask you this then, Frank. In a lot of divisions, like in the heavyweight division, Haystacks Calhoun was noted saying in our hot seat he could never become the NWA heavyweight champ because of the weight class in there, that they don't have a super heavyweight class. Would Andre the Giant conceivably get a shot at Briscoe, Morales, or Gagne?
I don't see why not, because once you're in the heavyweight, there's no more weight there. After you're over 230 pounds or so, doesn't matter, because they cannot have another super, like you said, a super class.
Right.
But once you're up there, if he wants to beat Morales and the challenge is for a championship, the other guys got to accept, and Andre probably will beat the guy.
In other words, if you're over a certain weight class, you wrestle everybody in that class.
Yeah, well, that's the thing in wrestling, you know.
Okay, now if Andre the Giant had not pursued wrestling, you might want to ask him this: what would he have gone into? What second ambition did he have?
Well, that was his big ambition was wrestling. And so he might have pick up fighting. You know, he trained
boxing.
Yeah, he trained there for 6 months.
Has he ever thought about that?
Oh yeah. He was 6 months. They trained him in France. You know, promoters, fight promoters. They saw him and they thought they could make another Primo Canada.
Yeah. Did he ever have any pro fights?
No, I never did, because he didn't like it too much. He'd rather wrestle, and you know, because in the wrestling he goes on the road more often, and he's a kind of a guy. He's a happy-go-lucky guy that likes to meet people, and you know. And he likes wrestling, so he quit boxing. Okay, 2 more questions. What does Andre know his own strength? I mean, can he hurt somebody purposely? Well, this I don't think he does. Because lots of time he'd do things, you know, as a joke, like, and you know, with the hands like he's got. If he touches somebody, you know, he don't realize, you know, the strength that he could do. You know, he would stop himself. He won't go all the way because he'd be afraid of killing somebody, like, you know. But then just playing around, he goes over. Like, he doesn't mean it, but he will hurt you without meaning it, you know. Okay, Frank, now since you're with Andre, this is the last question, since you're with Andre so often, have you got one funny story, something weird that has happened? That, for example, like when you take Andre in a cab, I'm sure the cab driver... I'll tell you one story that happened not too long ago, and I think it's so funny. One night we came back from wrestling. I'm going to laugh either way, Frank. Yeah, you realize that? No, I think you're going to laugh anyway. Because one night we came back from wrestling town, and we stopped at a drive-in, you know, to get a sandwich or something. So he stops, and the radio was going on, and we asked for a sandwich. So there's another car that comes there, and they were drunk, you know. So they hit on his car. You know, so he gets out, and the other guy, you know, comes out of his own car, and he takes his glasses off, like, you know, it's Andre, you know. So Andre didn't even bother about the guy, you know. He just walked by the guy, and he took the car and he turned the car over. The car on the roof and the 4 wheels and stuff, you know. So the guy couldn't believe it. You know? He looked at him, he couldn't believe it. So he starts running, you know. So after we left, guy went and told the cops, you know, I said, hey, he says, the guy turned my car over. So the cop laughed at him. So who the hell can turn a car over? He said, are you crazy or something? What's the guy? He said, I'm not dreaming, you really did it, you know. So the cop never believed it, you know. And so we laughed, and that was, you know, we'd all laugh about that, you know.
Okay, Frank, I want to thank you and Andre very much for joining us for this interview.